what am I doing? What am I doing?
Versus where the market is now.
Are able to afford or make a living off of their writing. I think I figured out what one of my problems was. Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and this is Penny. Penny's gonna be my co-writer for the week instead of Duke, because I'm not at home. In fact, I'm at my friend's place. So this vlog is going to be a mix of seeing how much work I can get done while I'm not at home and I'm hanging out with my friend at her place for the entire week, and also just answering some of y'all's questions. I also have a little bit of coffee left to finish. And I'm going to hit the road. I have my backpack already, and I'm gonna go to Starbucks first, then work out. My friend kind of lives out in the country, so the Wi-Fi is not the best, which means I need something reliable so that I can upload some videos and actually send out some emails. So let's go ahead and hit the road, and then we'll start with some questions. Alrighty, love you. Bye, Penny. So I figured this question by the dawdling writer is the first one to start out with. How do you stay on track with writing when spending time on a trip with non-writer friends, right? So I honestly don't even know how to stay on track with writing when spending trips with actual writer friends too. I basically have to make peace with myself knowing that I'm not going to get as much work done, try and plan ahead accordingly based off of like my freelance work schedule and my novel writing schedule and whatever else. And then any amount of like getting up before my friends, staying out a little bit later. If my friends are the type that like to chill out with some TV shows, I can kind of write while they're watching TV or something, you know. But it's really about finding little pockets of time more so than anything else. Oh, the horses. Look at him go! Woo! This week is actually unique because me and my friend aren't going anywhere. I'm just visiting her. And so she has to work 9 to 5, and that means that I get some time to actually do my writing. It's especially funny because this is off the back of my 9 to 5 experiment. So it's kind of like I'm getting to do a chiller, different version of that again. Yeah, all right, let's hit the road. I gotta upload some stuff and I gotta get some writing done at Starbucks. And then I gotta pick up groceries for us later and hit the gym, and yeah, let's go. Yay!
Our personal morals and values, and how do we use those to inform business decisions?
This is a weird angle. It's fine. One of the girls in there told me she really liked my hat, so, you know, my friend, my co-writer, sent me this really great tweet regarding this Guardian article that's been going around about how writers can afford to write, basically, and being more open and honest and transparent about that. And I did get several questions about that, so that'll be next. Also, someone just put up next to me. It's weird. It's fine. Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny. Yeah, hi. So my co-writer sent me this thread, and it's based off of this Guardian article, which I had heard about before seeing the tweets, but I'm totally gonna like link down below this particular thread from both Rachel Hawkins and Annalee Huber? Sorry, just so that y'all can read up on it on your own. Totally recommend it. But it's talking about how authors or writers are able to afford or make a living off of their writing. And lots of people are talking about the privilege that people have. Maybe they have a significant other who makes a more typical income or has health insurance, which is a huge expense. Or a lot of them don't live in the New York Cities or the San Franciscos of the world, but live in middle America where it's actually really cheap with the housing or any number of other things. So I got that question from a lot of people, but I've said in other videos, basically I make my money by freelance writing, hopefully novels at some point, doing YouTube and whatever other kind of side jobs I can pick up. The way that I'm able to afford to do this is that I live at home with my parents and I take care of the dog while they're out traveling and I don't have to pay rent. It also helps that I had a full-time job after college that was in the corporate world and I made enough money from there that had a decent amount of savings where I was planning on quitting my job and doing this for at least a year that I could basically pay myself to try and live my dream. But I've been fortunate again to then get to live with my parents and not have to worry about that. And that year has become more than a year. So that is how I do it. And I hope I've been very honest and upfront about that because I don't want anyone to think that like I'm making all the money in the world and this is how it's like, this is just it. No. But in saying that, this is also sort of my plan for how I want to make money going forward. Novels, freelance writing, YouTube, odd jobs here and there. You know, it's kind of a creative lifestyle, I guess, where my income is just basically coming from a lot of different places, a lot of different sources, and it's definitely not like regular. It's not like my corporate job, but it's what I want to do. Oh my gosh, is your mama home? Is your mama home? Oh, go Penny go, go Penny go. I'll update y'all tomorrow. All right, and we're at the park I'm gonna run at today. While I appreciated the country roads and getting to see some horses, Christiana's dad did let me know that there were dogs that sometimes run after people, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So, here we are. Swings. I feel like I'm dead. It was a good run. I'm very hot, very sweaty. Look at this, just this glisten. Those swings though, I've never been on a type like that before. You can't jump off as well. Like I think that's the point, is that you can't skyrocket off of them. I don't know how many times I hurt myself doing that. I was asked what my MBTI type was. I'm an INFJ, but I have a lot of thoughts and feelings on when I hear other people are also INFJs and how we're like nothing alike and how you can be so close to the middle and it not mean anything. However, I do think that the A versus the T, the assertive versus like turbulent, means more when I meet a fellow INFJ. I'm like, aha, this actually does tell me a little bit more about you than I was expecting. But you know what? Time to get back on the road. Oh, and paint my nail. Okay. My friend doesn't drink coffee, but she has some for me. Zoe wants to know when/how I started running, and I've actually been an off and on runner. I've never been the best runner, I should say that now. You know what? I don't want anything sweet, so I'm gonna do the donut shop blend. I ran a whole bunch as a kid, and then puberty hit. I was still doing sports, but I wasn't running as much and not very well. The best sound ever. Good morning, Penny. And then randomly when I was working my corporate job, I got back into running and I did couch to 5K. And at that point, I also half ran, half walked a half marathon. I've now since half run, half walked 2 Disney half marathons. But like I have to restart each time because it's not something that I've stuck with over, I think I've actually only completed the couch to 5K program once in full, but I'm on week 5 now. This was week 5, day 1. I'm gonna complete it this time because that's just something has switched, I think, in my brain. But I totally recommend the Couch to 5K app. And if you're not a pale beach, then hopefully this doesn't happen to you. But also I should say that running makes me really happy at this point, even when I'm slow, even when I have to start walking. It's something where I feel accomplished each day for having done it, even if it wasn't my best run. I'm putting no pressure on the run itself. I'm just going out, doing the program, and having fun. And it actually is fun. It's a great shock. Are you also shocked by this, Penny? She says nothing shocks me. Get a little bit of work done while I drink my coffee and cool down. And look, my project from yesterday's up. All right, so I have 10 of my 24 scenes fully revised, but I'm running into an issue, I'm realizing. Because I rewrote large portions of this and I was reworking the timeline, I think I need to reread the whole thing. I'm so tired of rereading at this point. It's just been nonstop rereading stuff, but I think I need to reread it at this point just to make sure that I'm on the right track. I'm thinking I might also by hand like map this out. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Alright, it is still crazy windy outside and I don't know if you can see the water sort of pulled up. So rather than leave little Penny, who's doing better after the storm but still not 100%, I'm going to work out here. I have been editing this video all day. It's at 23 minutes right now and I still have stuff that needs to be put in, but we'll do that after the workout. My mind is goo. It's done, I tell you. done. For some of my favorite TV shows, I feel like I need to divide them between comedy and drama, or like the combination of them, but I'm a huge Michael Schur fan. Give me the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, give me the Parks and Rec, freaking give me the Good Place. I am actually not the biggest fan of The Office though. I should state that now and publicly, for the record. For shows that are kind of on right now, I'm still a huge fan of Lucifer, minus the kind of downward season it had around 3-4. But currently I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it is excellent. And since where my friend lives in College Station is actually the old stopping grounds of my university, I figured this is the perfect question. How did I write during university? How much did I write? Yes. So NaNoWriMo was my saving grace during my university years. I actually only went to school for 3 years. I graduated early, so I had 3 years of NaNoWriMo. And then outside of that, I didn't really write much until the last like year and a half. So if I split my college career in two, because I formed an on-campus writing group, the Creative Writers of Aggieland, and I met some of my best friends through that, some of my best friends that I still have today. Even then, I write way more now. But that certainly helped, getting involved with other writers and just being around them. So sometimes we'd go to coffee shops and we would write for a little bit and then play board games or Munchkin or whatever else and just talk. But you know what? It was more effort than I was doing alone during that time. And now let me swing you back down because I have to do some more rereads. Can you believe, as I'm rereading this novella, I'm then also gonna have to reread for Camp NaNoWriMo. I just reread for my co-written project. I am being taken over by rereads. I don't think anyone asked me this question, but rereads are so hard because they're simultaneously so fun to see this amazing thing that you've created. Like, it's all you. It came from your brain. This thing that did not exist before now exists because of you. And that is so cool. And I love during rereads when I'm enjoying the characters as much as I hoped I would as I was writing them, kind of thing. But then also during rereads, you see all of the problems. There are so many problems. Okay, let's reread, shall we? Writing Worlds Away wants to know if I'm going to be joining any writing conferences this year, maybe this year. I don't know if that's what the question said. I've actually never been to a writer's conference before. I think they'd be so fun. I am going to several book festivals this year though, and I go with both my best friend sometimes and then also my brother David sometimes. I've made videos about that in the past and it's just fun. I like it so much. So I can't even imagine how awesome a writing conference would be because I'm so inspired always by the authors that are up on stage talking about their books, because both from a reader standpoint but also a writer standpoint, I learn so much. So if it was just all writers, that would be so cool. And for Jessica, my answer is A. Look at her. She's so cute. I was also asked who my favorite Charlie Brown character is, and as I'm zooming in on the little pepperoni here, it's gotta be Snoopy. I know that that's like, aw, everyone's favorite, but for real though. She curled up into a little ball. No. No. All right, I'm gonna have to like fix up some more parts of this, but I'm just gonna go through and put in where the purple is. So I have extra purple toward the end. That means I need to go and find clips and include them, maybe, or do voiceovers. Actually, I have to do voiceover multiple places. I also got the question, I had to finish something off real quick, about if I Googled myself, which no, not really, but I do something arguably worse. I am gonna Google myself right now though. Let's see what comes up. Oh, so I'm fortunate because at this point, you know, YouTube, my website, which is terrible, don't look at it, my Twitter, which I'm not on, my Instagram, and then this is, again, a different author with 8 votes on her books, which were quite a bit older. Wow, what are these Googlings? This is interesting. Some of these are really sweet. I'm sure there is a Kate Cavanaugh at UCLA. Birthday? LinkedIn? I'm not on LinkedIn. Could have been the UCLA girl. I don't know. Anyways, I have had other family members Google me and they said that they've come up with like other people who've written blog entries about some of the stuff I've done. Like if they just found my YouTube channel or something and they had a blog, and I think that is incredibly sweet. So that's really nice. And my family totally geeks out over that sort of thing, because this was another question. I have a very supportive family, as y'all have probably seen in my YouTube videos. But the worst thing that I do is go on Guru Gossip, which I want to talk about because they also know I read it. If you don't know what guru gossip is, I don't necessarily recommend you go to it. It's just where people can kind of talk about, mostly YouTubers I think, but maybe like Instagram people too, and gossip. The booktube side of it is really nice actually, in comparison with the side of it that I went and looked up other YouTube people. Like once I found out about this site at the height of the ARC Surfery stuff, I went to look up some of my favorite YouTubers. It was bad. Yeah, but I still go to it, and I'm trying to like wean myself off of it and not go to it. Cause I think we all want to know what people are saying about us. You know, kind of like if you were invisible and you could hear what people are actually saying, except that this is obviously not a true comparison because these are people who are ultimately going to a place where they can complain about you to other people who watch. And I should say now, like I've said in the past, that I think this is way nicer. I would so much rather someone go to Guru Gossip and say stuff about me than in my comments. Like, because I see my comments. And I have to see my comments. The comments are to me. I've gotten really mean comments before, and they're so small in comparison. Just like it's so small, the people who are gonna complain about me on Guru Gossip. You really can't take, you shouldn't take personal offense. Alas, we are human and it happens. I just like seeing what they say there about other people that I kind of tangentially know now. And some of them I'm like, hard agree. And other ones I'm like, I don't think you know that person that well. Also, I'm gonna continue this topic tomorrow. Penny, are you gonna go see your mama? Are you gonna go see her? She's like, nope, I am comfortable where I am today. Lap 1 done, on to lap 2. Here soon, day 2, day 2. Look at how much progress I've made. I'm now in the car. I gave up on the Starbucks. I'm using my mobile hotspot. Ugh. Christiana's leaving. Little Penny. Just waiting for her. Aww. She distracted me, but I think I figured out what one of my problems was. It took me until hour 5 to sort of pinpoint it, but because basically what I need to do is layer some more stuff on earlier so that things make sense. Because it's a romance, there always has to be some sort of like reason that they can't be together. And I think I had one reason, but I need like a psych out reason, something that they can kind of overcome, and then like the big thing at the end. And I didn't have the like nagging thing that was going to be in my protagonist's brain sort of thing, and I needed that nagging thing. So I have it now. I'm gonna have to go back through, revise a little, add it back in, but I got it now. I figured it out. Yes! No. Hi, Penny. She's so cute. No. All right, I left Penny. I'm in the car. I'm about to head out to Austin. You can see just how dark it still is. Just in case. And I'm actually going to a book event to see Allie Carter, who was one of my like childhood, middle grade to like early high school writing heroes. I'm so excited. She wrote about spy schools and I love spy schools. So anyways, yeah, it's time to hit the road. I'll talk more later. Let's go. Thank you. Before I meet up with my co-writer for our second meeting, the second half of the meeting, whatever, I'm actually gonna go hiking in Austin. I've never been before, so might as well. Let's go. Probably won't be here for long though. I'm traveling with too much stuff. And there's like a pedestrian bridge up over that way. All right, we're back on the pedestrian bridge. I just kind of want to see where it goes. Okay, and it looks like everything's still here. Is my nose more red than it was before? I don't know, my allergies are killing me. I think I'm gonna go to Summer Moon early and then I can just do some work there. Yes, why not? Yes, let's go.
Thank you guys so much for coming out and spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us. And David and I were talking about, because he, in addition to being a brilliant author in his own right, David is of course an editor at Scholastic. And he said, if you were to submit "I Tell You I Love You But Then I'd Have to Kill You" to us today, we would reject it. And I was like, you what? Why would you do that? And he said, well, because where the market was in 2005, when you sold "I Tell You I Love You But Then I'd Have to Kill You" versus where the market is now is a vastly different market.
All right, I progressively did a worse and worse job of vlogging as the week went on. But I had such a good time hanging out with my friend, hanging out with Penny, and actually managing to get some work done. If I were to revisit the question that I answered at the very beginning of this video, how do you work when you're surrounded by non-writer friends? I'd say that I maybe got like 60% of the work I can do at home during that time, which really, in the grand scheme, is not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know that that's any helpful advice other than have your friends still be working her 9 to 5 so that you can have time, but I also totally dropped off of the guru gossip question, but I want to pick it back up again because originally I had this like train of thought. The reason it had been playing on my mind was that I had made a video talking about like my existential crisis that I was having, and there was some criticism about, oh, did it really seem like an existential crisis? I sounded like the Vlog Brothers, or I was like overly explaining a simple concept and stuff. And it's one of those hard things because where do you draw the line at what's valid criticism versus what's not? And normally I would like point blank say don't go to one of these sites necessarily to get valid criticism, but it's one of those where as I'm reading it I'm like, I kind of see your point. But also because the next question was regarding if I struggle with my mental health or anything. The answer is not clinically, but of course the actual answer is that yeah, I struggle all the time. I'm still in this weird funk and I'm still trying to pull myself out of it, and I feel bad because like my poor friends, I haven't been in the group chat at all, and like I've told them kind of what's going on and they know not to expect me to be around as much, but I feel bad, and thankfully we're talking tomorrow, which is really nice. But yeah, so there's that. And then I was reading something online and it's kind of similar to like the difference between having an eating disorder and like disordered eating, where one of those, like they're both, neither of these are good things, but one of them's like clinically diagnosable sort of thing, and one of them's like train of thought problems, and I think this is where I have been on a lot of aspects of my life more recently, is just a poor train of thought. And so that's why I was like, it's an existential crisis, because that's what it feels like. Whether I actually did or didn't explain that properly or overly explained it, totally possible. I probably did. But I think that YouTube has been a big help regarding this almost in some ways, because I am like preparing myself in the future for when you're gonna get criticism on your book. And some of that criticism is valid, some of it's not. And a lot of the advice is to like not seek it out. And even when I seek it out, I think I have kind of a healthy distance between me and the criticism, but sometimes you don't. And so that's something that like I can use this experience now to like train myself going forward. See? Turn it into a positive. Finally, I want to talk about the fact that I had my freaking epiphany on what was going wrong in this revision draft, and I'm so excited to have figured it out. And it's been a day and a half or so since I've gotten home, so I've been able to work on this project more, and it feels so good. So good. I'm sure I'm gonna run into another problem later when I'm revising and, you know, editing again, but like I have gotten over this hurdle and I'm just so excited. That's what I'm about to work on. Now, I did not answer nearly as many questions as I got, and I got some wonderful questions, so I did my best to screenshot all of them, and I'm thinking I might do some of these more often in the future, just like when I have a random day of writing and then I can add a Q&A into it. Yeah, because I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I just did not do a good job this time. Hopefully I'll be better in the future. But I want to finish off with this one, which is what's my favorite like coffee to drink or drink to write with, and the answer, as many of you guys likely already know, is the cappuccino. Whether it's one I make at home or like I always go to coffee shops and I kind of have to try their cappuccino before I try any of their like fun drinks, just so that I can see, so I can like vibe it out. Make sure that I'm like, yes, I appreciate your coffee, now let's explore other stuff. Yeah, so anyways, it's the cappuccino. Please do comment down below. Let me know if you had any epiphanies this week. Let me know what project you're working on. I am looking up at my calendar and the countdown to Camp NaNo is, it's getting smaller. It's getting real small. Let me know if you're trying to like fit in any other work before we get to April. And just, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you especially to some of my new patrons this month. Niall, Claire Cowder, Marin M, and Candy Morgan. And I will see you all very soon at the new video. Bye. I thought that was her text to me. Also, I messed that up. Oops.